Hey YouTube, Dan Ottawa here, the best 3rd/4th tier Pokemon Go battler in the world, coming at you with an OG team, which actually did pretty well, and I'm happy because it was one of the best back in the day. So for those of you who have not been playing since Season 1, in Seasons like 1 through maybe 4 or 5, there were only like 8 to 9 Pokemon that were used in Master League Classic. It was the 3 you see on screen, Groudon, Kyogre, Dialga. There was Melmetal. There was Mewtwo, Giratina, Dragonite, Togekiss. And that was basically it. Lugia wasn't there, Ho-Oh wasn't there, Yveltal wasn't there, Zacian wasn't there, Zarude wasn't there. So the meta was very fixed. Palkia was there, but it was used sporadically. So the meta was fixed, and it was basically just like what team comp of these 9 do you want to put together. And this one I think was an early one that been used. And it's centered on Groudon, because Groudon back in the day, outside of getting like destroyed by Kyogre, had like sweeping matchups across the board. It beat the Dialga, it beat the Melmetal. You could Fire Punch the Togekiss and stay in it. You could win the one shield against Mewtwo if you bait. You could stay in it with Giratina too if you land the Earthquake. So it just had such wide coverage. So I wanted to try it again. The problem is now there's all those flyers that I just mentioned. So you need 2 things to deal with all that. And I'm going to just use Dialga because you need something to a certain extent to deal. So Kyogre, because I wanted something else that dealt with Zacian, however you say it. Plus like a Ho-Oh flyer would absolutely destroy this team. And then the front end would be double weeks like Dragonite. Again, you don't see many Dragonites, but you need something for the dragons. Like Giratina 2 would cause it problems. So Dialga. So did pretty well with this team. I had 4 positive sets and then lost hard the last set. Just a mixture of like hard counters, which I'll show one of them. Like Zarude is brutal for this team. Like now that there's new Pokemon, like Zarude, I had Zarude on the lead and you basically just like almost auto lose. So let's go over the battles. I did well with this team. Got back a lot of the ELO. I was within like 10 of my ELO, and then the last set I lost it a bit, but let's see how it looks. So good lead here, despite my delay. So you can play this 1 of 2 ways. They are going to try and catch. They tried to catch the Earthquake, so I guess good try on their part. So I have energy. I wish I had a Lugia, because Lugia, even in terrible matchups, like Aeroblast is going to take me to the yellow/red, so I have to shield this up. And I want to try and keep alignment with Dialga. I'm hoping that this Iron Head plus Dragon Breath will take it out. I can't take an Air Blast. I can take a Sky Attack. So worst case scenario, I can take a Sky Attack and hopefully farm down. I assume this will just be a Sky Attack. I may have to throw a move here, which I don't want to do, but can I get this down before they get to me? Ooh, super close, right? So look at that. Look how much I got. I wasted a shield and I'm in the red. Luckily, I do have a nuke here, so this will one-shot or grab a shield. They let it go, 1 shot, boom, Groudon. Oh, and I guess they just thought maybe 2v1 they could do well. Not when I have a Kyogre in the back. So lucky that the Groudon was the last one there. Groudon into Melmetal. See, this is, again, Melmetals were everywhere back in the day. Not as much anymore. But they can really only, they can throw a Rock Slide at you, but most just go Superpower and bail. Because Superpower does okay chip damage, not a ton. And out comes the Snorlax. So I don't have an immediate response to Snorlax. So I'm just going to chip this as much as I can, and they shield, so that's actually not bad. I expect this to be running, I haven't seen many Snorlaxes, I expect this to be running Earthquake, because it's either Earthquake or Superpower. I think a lot more are running Earthquake nowadays just for the nuke option here, which they did throw that. I'm hoping because they threw the Earthquake, I can just go Dragon Breath Iron Head and come out with a bit of energy. I may have to, do I shield this? I do shield it. It's just a body slam. So that is a waste of a shield. Out comes Melmetal. So the good news with the Melmetal matchup is this Draco hurts a lot. Like this will put it down to the yellow. And then I immediately come Kyogre thinking I can take it out and then maybe get ahead on energy. The problem is they have the Giratina in the back. So that's one of the worst options. I assume they would have something weak to Dragon, so I kind of wanted to keep the Dialga alive, because if you're running Melmetal on the front, that's your like hard punish to Dialga, so you probably have something in the back that's weak to it. But now I met with this Giratina. And this Giratina, again, you don't see it much anymore because the Zacians are everywhere. But this was actually really a strong staple. Yeah, when I say Giratina, both this one and the Origin were very strong staples in the Master League because this one just spams incredibly fast, as you're seeing here. So I did manage to chip it as much as I could, which is great. I still have a lot of health here, and now they try to snipe me, and I expected it. And I catch on the Groudon. So good catch there. It's super low. At this point, I'm just committed to the farm down so I can have some energy coming out. Because it's super low now, hopefully I can get out of this. I am at a Earthquake. I just saw the Fire Punch. I don't know why. Like, I should have just, I'm only going to get one move off. Might as well go for the Earthquake, and then I forgot, oh, they're super low anyway, so it does not matter because they are in Dragon Breath range here. One Claw is not going to take me out, so I'll be able to get to the Dragon Breath to take them out. So it's fun to see sort of these like OG, that was kind of like an OG team too, like Melmetal, Giratina. Here's not an OG team, Zacian. So the good news is with this matchup, one of their moves is not going to take you out. One Earthquake doesn't take you out unless they like nuke you with a close combat, and then it would. And I expect to catch, and they do catch. So I kind of expected that. And this matchup here, I remember talking about this back in the day. Because of how spammy this Pokemon is, and these Dragon Claws just like chip, you could actually theoretically take this matchup with the Giratina if you like shield. I think it's if you shield properly. Because they come, like, I think they're going to get another 2 Dragon Claws off here. So my options are to let it go or shield and keep switch. And I think I let it go because I think my thought process was I can get this down a little bit, and they give up switch into Lugia. So that's okay. I know an Aeroblast is going to hurt. The Zacian close combated me, so it's probably running close combat Wild Charge. They do shield up 1. I'm going to have to shield it, even if it's just a Sky Attack. I can't have my Groudon see this, right? And they know they know that, so they're going to just bait me. But because Kyogre, the waterfalls do a ton of chip damage, and these surfs are getting to pretty quickly, I'm going to be able to do a ton of chip damage. So I know it's just a Sky Attack, so this is not going to do enough to take me out. And now it's just a Dragon Tail versus Waterfall face-off. And I'm like, I get to the move. I'm like, you know what? Just take this out. I don't want to be farmed down and then go down with energy. Let's just take it out, force a shield, or take it out. And they try to snipe me there. I hit them with the Earthquake because I have a move. And then what happens here is the Earthquake does not actually take him out. So I thought, no, I'm not wasting a shield here. I'd rather keep a shield for Lugia or something else. I forget what's in the back. Let's just take this out. And then I can go, yeah, and they quit because I have a shield. So I can just fire punch that and take that out. No problem. So Groudon gets Dialga. Again, good lead here. I had some decent leads today, I'm not going to lie, which helped. I did have a couple flyers. Like I lost a Ho-Ho. Someone messaged me. I did lose to a Ho-Ho. That was my first matchup. But yeah, any flyer on the lead is going to be tough for you. One Yveltal, I had to just stay in there to a certain extent because and then, yeah. So I think we both grabbed each other's shields. 1v1 here. I get to a move. I go for the Draco because a lot of times they don't expect you just to throw the Draco this early and lower your attack so much. But I'd rather do that, lower their attack, instead of being like in the yellow, which is like potentially an easy farm option. Now the Zacian comes in, and it's thinking because my attack's severely lowered, I don't need to do anything. So I get this off, and it's still super effective, so it's still going to do like 50%, right? So there we go. We're in the yellow. At this point, Dialga has done his job. I have almost a half health Groudon plus I have an unused Kyogre so far. So they close combat me. So now the defenses are some like these waterfalls are going to start chunking. Could be a Wild Charge. It is just a play rough, so that only does 50%. Out comes the Dialga again. My only win condition here now is baiting. Because worst case scenario, if they call the bait, I can just double Fire Punch and then Waterfall Surf. But they use the shield. At this point, they're going to go for the farm down, and I get to the Earthquake, take this out. They are going to be able to farm me down here. which is not ideal. But I do get the Fire Punch off, which is actually huge because what ends up happening here is this can put them low enough that they are now in Surf range, and I sneak the Surf through, this not Surf, the Waterfall through there. So shield this up, this whole Waterfall will register and take them out for the win. Again, Melmetal, so I can't say this team is like amazing because I did have a lot of just like good leads today. But again, I went positive 4 to 5, got back to within my highest yellow in the season, and then promptly fell because I lost the last set. It's just, I don't know. I'm stuck. It's just one of those things, like, I'll eventually get over the hump. I'm stuck more than I usually am, because for those of you who, I get blizzarded there, so that's fun. So for those of you who are like struggling in a range, what basically happens in this is you get range bound. Essentially what happens is you everyone does all their battles or however many battles you do a day, and then you get to a range and then you're stuck there for like maybe a week at a time, sometimes 2 weeks. And it's just basically what happens there is your players are the tiers are now separating themselves. So the really good players will go up to like the next rank. So like I'm in the 2500, so the best players are already at like legend 33,000. The next tier players are in like the 2800-ish range right now. And I call myself a third tier and I'm in the 2600 range. So there we go. That is your tier broken down. So if you're probably a fourth or fifth tier player, you're probably stuck in like the, I don't know, 2200 range right now, 2300 range right now. And that's okay. So what's going to happen as the season goes on is that we'll each just kind of slowly, as the players disappear from each tier, you'll slowly make your way up the tiers. Yada yada yada, bait, I win. Okay, perfect. That's the thing with these videos. Unless there's like a super unique matchup, I don't need to go over every single one. I know that doesn't make me a good showcaster, but I'd like to provide more just like advice overall. Here's your loss. I can already tell. Here's the Zarude loss. You can't get out right away into your Dialga, because if you do, then they will be able to just switch and take you out. And I have the Fire Punches, so I wanted to trip it a bit. And Excadrill, there you go. If you're running a Zarude, you probably have a counter to Dialga. So I think next time, and the hit with the drill run doesn't take me out. Can I get to a move? I want to Draco them. I cannot, and I go down with energy. Yeah, if this is this one I went down with multiple energy too. So that was frustrating. Come in here, like they're both useless to me. I think I could take a draw in here and then swap. Either way, this game's lost. What I would do next time if I saw a Zarude lead is you can go with just straight Fire Punches, maybe shield up a Power Whip, and just soft lose the first matchup, and then come in with Dialga and farm, and then hope you can counter the backline. Wallower actually put out a very similar team comp. Same idea with all OGs, except he replaced Kyogre with replaced it with Giratina. And he said he found kind of what he said. He found that Groudon is now just like super limited because you have your Zarude, you have Zacian. You win the Zacian match. You're not limited there, but like Ho, Lugia. If you see a Dragonite, you're still like walled there unless you're starting to run like Dragon Tail and all these. But either way, you start getting walled if you're just running Mud Shot, Fire Punch, Earthquake. So if you want to, so it does limit. Like it's still ranked number 1 in PV Poke, which is interesting. But it definitely lost its flair a bit. So he ran Giratina, same sort of concept though, because like Giratina and Kyogre are basically used for Excadrill to a certain extent. It's used for like a not Togekiss, like I put Kyogre because I think you have a better matchup than Togekiss, which you're already a little not struggling, but you have a little more problems there. Anyways, he said he had mixed results with this team, and he's at maybe a higher yellow than me, so maybe that's why. I came with the Outrage here, so I was not expecting Zekrom to run Outrage. But that's okay, because now I could just go for the full farm down. I'm going to shield because I expect this to be an Outrage again. Sorry if you hear a screaming baby in the background. He is not happy right now. Out comes a Ho-Ho, and I'm like, I just, let's go for the nuke because I have a Kyogre answer. So worst case scenario, I can switch out to the Kyogre and hopefully take it out there. I expect there's a switch and it's a Mewtwo. So one Side Strike will not take me out. And then one Surf in the waterfalls. They're probably going to get to another Side Strike. That's the only problem here. But at this point, I think I can do this. They're not going to get to a third Side Strike, so I'm just going to shield the Side Strike that comes through and waterfall them down and have a Surf coming out of this to throw at the Ho-Oh, which should take it out. And if it doesn't take it out, I'm pretty sure I'll take it out, but if it doesn't, I can use Waterfall or Dragon Breath down. It does not, but they got caught in the Incinerate. Long move, takes it out. So in this one, they're running Dragon Tail, and they're not getting out. And there's a pretty common lineup right now. It is Garchomp, Metagross, Excadrill, or Garchomp, Metagross, double Steel in the back. I think it's Excadrill. So I'm just going to let this go because I need to get some energy on Dialga if that's the case. And Kyogre can probably take out both of them. So if I have a little energy here, I tried to catch there, did not do it properly. That's okay because Surfs will add up here, and if it is a Metagross, which I expect it to be, if that's why they're not getting out. So I'm going to shield this. I think it was maybe a mistake to shield this because the Metagross can't throw anything that could hurt me on the fast move. But I knew that I needed to keep this as healthy as I could to get all these Surfs and Waterfalls off. So get the one off. I'll get the second one off here to take this out. No, I won't take it out because he's got another shield. But I don't know if the Earthquake actually takes me out from this range. It does not. Do I get to the move? I do not get to the move. But at this point, I can Dragon Breath down. Oh, I have the Iron Head. So I'm going to Iron Head down, and I'm going to Iron Head and then take this out. And then Dragon Breath down the Excadrill. And I think I have one more battle, but the kid is screaming and the wife cannot kill him down. So I'm going to go help her right now. So that's a team. Good results overall. Worth running. I got a new team I want to try tomorrow. And I'll showcase that Friday. And then Monday will be Sonoa teams. So thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.